Beats Planet.
We are back. Appreciate y'all. Give me one big hug. Appreciate y'all for coming back again, man. We need y'all to come back every single day of the week, man. You never know what you're going to miss. You never know what we're going to do. So please don't miss no days. Plus the volume would just love it if we had good numbers throughout the week. You feel me? Another episode of Voch Lombardi Live here on the volume. I just love this little buttons, dog. I am your host.
You are watching a master at work.
Lombardicus Prime. I'm being point guarded by the best in the business. You feel me?
Gotta be handy with the Steele, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Shouts out to the Bomb Squad, dog.
Everybody going. Really though, it shouts out to the nuance world order.
Sir.
Hey, man. Hey, listen, brother. I had to get the nuance new world order in that mug. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect.
Sir.
I told you I had something for you today, bro. I told you I had something for you. So anytime we get some nuance to it, yeah, I'm saying I got you, bro. I got you. You know what I mean? What up, though? What up, squad? How y'all doing?
I want the filter to be that way the whole fucking show.
The whole show? That's the whole show. This is what you want, the whole show right here? Let me see. Nah, I ain't gonna do that to you. I got you, brother.
We Ray. Hey, Brumley, tell Logan I said, Brumley, Paul, whoever listening right now, tell Logan I said drop us a bag, sir. Quit playing.
Shout out to the Nuance World Order, baby.
Goddamn right.
Sir, look at you. Look
We
at
are
you.
the ones that knock. Just saying.
Killer Gorilla Will Steele, man. Hey, listen, we can wrap up the show. Hey, listen, yo, I appreciate y'all for being here. We can wrap this shit up right now, sir. Can we get flames in the chat box for Will Steele, please?
Shout out to you.
We're not. It's only a matter of time. Will Steele. It's only we definitely gonna clip that and send that to the authorities and send that to the damn financial department. You know what I mean? To let them know what's going over here. Please, gotta let them know.
When I decided to rock with the volume 306 today, I said, let me throw a little bit more. Get ready. Nuance. There we go. Into this thing. That's all. That's all that is.
God damn, Will Steele. Shouts out to you, sir. Hey, we have a fantastic show for y'all today, man. Cowboys and Chargers, they're gonna be having joint practice throughout the week. Is gonna start tomorrow, Thursday. I believe. Wednesday and Thursday they're gonna do it. There's gonna be a day off. They're gonna have a game Saturday, so we're just gonna be prepping y'all for that. All that good stuff. Mike McCarthy had a hell of a press conference today. Shouts out to the people asking good questions over there. It was about 18 minutes, and it was with all quality content and answers to questions that we're all looking for. So I got about 8 clips for y'all today. We're gonna break those down, and we're really gonna get into those clips, because I think every question that was asked, I think there's like a bigger topic that can be asked on the back end of it, right, Will? So if we can turn this into 3 shows, don't get me mistaken. Don't get it twisted. Don't misunderstand me. If we can say, because Will is my OG in certain ways, you know what I mean? So if we can break this thing down in the whole week, we can. But we'll see what happens. We'll just watch the dominoes and let everything come to us. Let's see who's in the chat first of all. Show some love to y'all, and then we'll cross that road whenever we get there.
They almost 250
Skywalker
deep, bro.
Shouts out to everybody up in here. They say Will still teaching Voch that his levels to this. The Voch vouch was not for no reason, sir.
It was not.
Like when I tell you this man's the best in the business, man. Will is the sir. Like, bro, like I just need another button for you. I just ain't got enough, man. We just gonna down bro. I'm so excited to have Will Steele on board. He don't want to be here for game days with us, but it's cool. Monday through Friday.
Yet. I'll leave it at that.
Naeem dropped a 20 in the super chat, says, thank you, gentlemen, for the stellar content. Every show, I feel like I just heard some amazing bars in a battle rap. Shouts out to the knowledge. Will Steele, I will grip and I will peel and all right, cool. We're not gonna battle. We're not gonna battle on screen. One day I'm gonna find somebody I'm gonna battle with and smoke their ass.
Not me.
Let's see. Landlord up in here, Ben up in here, Swain up in here, Nuance Work. Professor O just changed the name of his damn Avi. I saw you do that, Professor O. Changed to the Nuance World Order. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you, Professor O, holding us down. Alfonso's up in here. Ted's up in here. Jack and Kyle Cornett up in here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Professor O just love to change his name. Nuance World Order is really fire. Oh. And me and Will still talk about it. What we might do is I'm definitely gonna make a shirt for me and Will. And there may be like 20 exclusive limited supply type, type joints or whatever, what I mean? And I don't even want to sell them. I just want to just hand them to people that just support us. We'll find a way to find the most supportive people or whatever, people that have held us down and just viewership and things like that come into my show, come into your show, and we'll just give 20 Nuance World Order shirts away, man. That's just how I be feeling.
Like we was doing that camp. They was giving us all this stuff, and we was just like, "Hey, man, here, take this. We don't need it."
Every time Will got something free, say, "Yeah, but somebody find a little kid to get this to, man. I don't need a fucking brochure of Oxnard. Let me just get this to a kid."
He gave us this pin. I didn't think nothing of it. I gave it to the kid. Oh, you would have thought they got an autographed jersey from Dak Prescott. How grateful they was. So you just never know, when you give things away, and that's why I love doing it, man.
And the 50-year-old moms that was look at this young handsome man taking care of my boy. But like, ma'am, we're not here for that, ma'am. We're working. We're not here for that.
I'm happy.
Shouts out to you, sir.
Not married, but in a relationship, ma'am. Thank you.
You are happily stuck, sir. That's what I like to call it. Me and Miss Nate call it happily stuck.
Yeah,
Let's get to it, man. We ain't doing nothing else, man. We not doing a thing else. We got Mike McCarthy talk. He came out and had a lot to say about the Broncos preseason game, and I got a lot of questions for Will Steele. And of course, if I'm asking Will something, you as a chat box congregation, you can answer those questions as well. I got the chat box pulled up. I'll be able to take a look at it. If you want to call into the show, the number is on the screen, 202-926-1127, access code 309-104, and we will love to hear from you. Mike McCarthy kind of kicked it off talking about injuries, right? You know, we love the injury updates. There's a couple of guys on the injury report that we would love to hear from. So here's Mike McCarthy giving us an update on injured Cowboys.
I'm hopeful Will be back for Wednesday. I know he did a little more. He's making progress. That hasn't been determined yet.
First of all, how important is it that we get Will Grier back right now? I'm gonna get back to Mike McCarthy. Don't get me mistaken, but Will Steele, how important is it for our wide receiver core that we get Will Grier back expeditiously?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was in camp, and I think everybody in camp feels comfortable saying that Will Grier was the second best quarterback on the team behind Dak Prescott. And based on what we're seeing from practice, that Will Grier had clearly taken quarterback 2 spot. And how bad do the Minnesota Vikings got to feel when they watch a Cooper Rush game, see how whack that dude is, and realize you just lost to that guy? You know what I mean?
Your boy JC, shout out to Jeff Kavanaugh. He said something a few years ago that I kind of agree with. Just get me a backup for preseason and camp that got a stupid arm or is mobile, because those guys are going to give my guys a chance. Cooper Rush has neither of those. Look at Ben DiNucci when he got in there. DiNucci ain't shit, you know what I mean? But he has a stupid arm and he can run around. Will Grier's a bit mobile and he's got a really good arm and he gives your guys a shot. So I'm at that point, man. Just bring in dudes who got mobility and got an arm. And
don't even get it twisted. Like, Ben DiNucci in camp was terrible also, right? But if you're going to be trash excitingly. Like, throw that thing downfield at least. Like, give us a shot, you know? And I honestly I don't think we can properly evaluate guys like Jalen Tolbert or Dennis Houston or, some of these younger guys that's fighting for this roster spot, right? Turpin, we need to see what Turpin looks like offensively just to have an idea of that, right? We'll never get a real idea of these dudes until we get proper quarterback play in this preseason, because Dak ain't playing. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, my little theory about that and what I think is brilliant about it. That's the tease, but we'll continue to talk about Mike McCarthy and his injury situation. Let's go.
I don't see J-Ron participating this week. Tyron I'll see him going Wednesday.
So we don't see J-Ron Kearse participating this week. Will Steele, are you you're a little nervous about J-Ron, or is this, hey man, we don't need you till September 11th. Chill. We know what you can do. Just relax.
My antennas are up now. Not panic, not hitting the panic button or anything like that, but this is 2 weeks in a row and this is a back. And just listen to the way Mike said it. J-Ron ain't doing shit this week. Tyron will be back. I mean, he just went straight past J-Ron.
If Tyron Smith can practice and you can't, something might be wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Something might be.
Hey, J-Ron, hey, man, he's doing okay. Nothing really serious there. He's not giving us any details. It's just he's got it back. Tyron Smith is back. So my antennas are up. Something to monitor. At this point, if he's not going to practice this week, not going to play this week, don't practice next week. Don't play next week. Just get ready for week 1 install the week of September 8th when they're doing all that stuff. So that's the last we should see of J-Ron Kearse. He's too important.
And that's kind of where I'm at with Tyron Smith also. I don't need to see Tyron Smith in preseason practices, you know what I mean, let alone preseason games. So Tyron's one of them dudes that can just roll out the bed and be just fine. So we'll see, chat. We'll just slowly let this thing develop, but it does give me a little cause for concern as well. Thought that was worth noting. Landlord from Alabama dropped a deuce in Super Chat, says, who knows we got to white for that shirt? Hilarious for the Nuance World Order shirt. Who knows we got to white? We'll see, Landlord. Me and Will Steele will make Illuminati list. We'll make about 20 shirts and we'll get them out to the people. Get addresses and things like that, man. Appreciate you for inquiring, but don't brown nose with a super chat, sir. Just because you dropped the dudes in super chat for me, you on the list. You feel me? Matt Owen says that he's a little concerned. Yeah, I think we should be. I think we, if there's a position group that can kind of, I don't even want to say that because I don't want to lose J-Ron or whatever, but we do at least feel good about Donovan Wilson. We do at least the coaching staff feels relatively fine that Marquise Bell can play that position for a short period of time or whatever. You know what I mean? This ain't like, oh shit, CeeDee Lamb got hurt. You know what I mean? This ain't like that. And now we're like, what are we gonna do at wide receiver? I think we can take a J-Ron hit for a couple of weeks, but if we just gonna rest him, let's just rest him. I got an interesting theory about this. Not even a theory, but just I just have a review on this joint practice thing. They were asking Mike McCarthy, is the joint practices, versus the Chargers, are the joint practices versus Chargers going to be like the joint practices versus the Broncos? And Mike McCarthy had this to say.
A little different. I mean, it's still situationally emphasized. As far as the rep distribution will be similar. I mean, we want to work the first group as much as we can Wednesday and Thursday.
So this is my whole thought and idea on this, Will Steele. And I kind of think it's brilliant, just a part of me thinking about this, right? We talk about how many preseason reps does Dak need to get, right? Or how many preseason reps does the first team need to get? And I don't know whose idea this was. I don't know if this was just a Mike McCarthy thing, or if coaches around the league just kind of agree with this thing. I know that everybody has their own mission when it comes to preseason football, right? And what I've seen from the Cowboys is that our starters get the reps during practice. The backups get the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Or the younger guys, the backup guys. So,
right.
Some of the, because even yesterday, right, when we found out that Neville Gallimore played so many reps in the game because he didn't get the reps at practice, right? So if your idea, and this is smart to me, Will, so just kind of give me your thoughts. If your idea of, Dak Prescott needs reps, Dak Prescott needs reps versus first team defenses, we're going to do it our way. We're going to protect him. We're going to keep him safe. We're going to put a red jersey on his ass. We're going to blow the whistle. Yep. We're going to put our first team out there, their first team out there, and we're going to play. But before Justin Herbert get hit, before Dak gets hit, we're going to blow the whistle, but we're getting that live action. We're getting live movement. Our offensive line getting live movement. We ain't tackling to the ground, but we're getting good thumps. And when it's time for dangerous-ass preseason with piles and sacks and tackles and shit, that's when we're going to let Ben DiNucci take those bumps. Right. We're going to let Cooper Rush take those hits. I love the idea. So now in my mind, I don't need to see Dak Prescott in the regular season at all, because the Broncos defense, preseason, that's what I mean. Preseason. Broncos defense is nothing to sneeze at. If we're going against those first string dudes, Patrick Surtain and them, Bradley Chubb and them, let's boogie, right? We going against the Chargers. We know what them dudes did this offseason, Will Steele. We got pissed off when we see the moves that the Chargers did on defense in the offseason, right? So cool, let's go against Khalil Mack and put Bosa up there, and we go against J.C. Jackson and them dudes, right? So I feel good about the competition that we're going to see. It's not between the whistles. It's not going to be like a broadcast view or nothing like that, but it is practice, and it's many practice reps versus a quality first-team defense. I think it's fucking brilliant. Will Steele, what you got on this?
I mean, no Dak. I'm sorry. No Zach. No Tyron. No Dak.
Sure.
That's how I look at it. That's how. Yes. If those boys aren't rolling out there, you don't get Tyron, you don't get Zach, you don't get Dak, because I'm not risking my guy. Now, like you said, different coaches, different teams do different things. Andy Reid gives 0 Fs, none.
Yes.
He's rolling his guys out there the first game, and he's trying to get them going. That's fine. When we did that Super Show, we had this conversation, right, about, well, should Dak play in the preseason? I was like, I mean, if they're going to do 2 different joint practices, he doesn't need to. If there was no joint practices, maybe you could argue it. I still wouldn't be against it. But you get 2 joint practices, like you just so eloquently explained. I'm getting him against first teamers. What's to say you go play the Chargers or the Broncos in that preseason game? You're not running up against their first team for 3 possessions, right? You're probably getting their second and third teams in the first. Russ didn't play, right? All those other guys didn't play. So I agree with this way to go about it. When you got these 2 joint practices, let them get in there where he's not getting touched, but he's also able to throw against their first team. And if it's a sack, it's a sack. They can correct that without all the craziness in the media after the fact, right?
Sure.
So, yeah, I'm down with this. I don't need to see him in preseason.
We need to see Dak throw to CeeDee Lamb versus Patrick Surtain without having to worry about Bradley Chubb beating the shit out of Josh Ball. You understand what I'm saying? Like this, it's lovely.
Or Joe from I don't know, Plankton, coming through here and trying to, what was it, Bamzuki?
Bamzuki. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to worry about, what I mean? Just you don't want some practice squad got to roll up on you, or whatever. So I love the idea. I think it's brilliant. I don't know if this is Mike McCarthy's idea, or if the Cowboys came up with this as Jerry Jones don't think about shit like this. But if this is Mike McCarthy's idea, right? That'll be a good thing to put on your "what do you do for us" as a head coach resume. You feel me? I think this is really good work for them. Really good work. Set it off, Chris, who's a really good friend of mine, really good friend of the show. Asked, "Yo, Voch, we can't pay for the Nuance World Order joints, but what about the Volume 306 joints?" Well, I'm dropping in the chat box right now. If y'all want to cop a Volume 306 shirt that my man Will Steele is modeling for us right now, it'll actually make you look younger. It'll actually make your hairline a little more straight. You know what I'm saying? You put that Volume 306 shirt on, it could do wonders for you. All right. So I dropped that link in the chat in the chat box right now if y'all want a Volume 306 shirt. Naeem dropped a deuce in the super chat, says, "Yo, bland was spicy." That's so interesting. The wordplay there, bland is spicy. I feel you. I feel you, Naeem. Deron Bland went absolutely crazy. We're gonna talk about him a little bit later. And JQ dropped 5 and says, "Voch, let me get an NWO shirt since I came up with it." You came up with it?
Yeah, that's the one who came up with the nuance, and I'm with you. If it was up
cool, write that down.
Yeah. JQ,
write that down. Right. JQ, because I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna forget because I feel like I don't see your name as much as some other people. So please don't let me forget. We definitely got to get JQ one. Or if we do forget, we'll just send out 21 instead of whatever. You know what I mean? All right, let's get into another clip. Let's see. Michael Gelkin asked a question. Pretty good question, by the way. He says, "You want to make this left guard decision right now so we can start working towards continuity for game 1 versus Tampa Bay?" Thought that was a pretty good question, Michael Gelkin. That's what Mike McCarthy had to say.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, there's always a point in camp when this comes up, and but I think it's just like anything. I mean, Tyron been getting the work in. You're looking for continuity, and you do have some flexibility will affect some personnel groups. So, without getting into specifics, so that's part of that. So, but yeah, we'll keep working. Our rotation will be similar to last week.
Mike McCarthy, don't piss me off, sir. Don't make me mad, sir. You wouldn't like me when I'm mad, sir. I was about to ask Will Steele. Hey, Will, how you feel about Conor McGovern getting the same amount of reps that Tyler Smith got? You know what I mean? I was about to ask you. I don't want to waste your time, sir. I don't want to waste your breath and your youth and your energy on that question, man. Mike McCarthy, can we stop playing, man? For real. I think Tyler Smith has earned his placement, man. He's earned his job. He's a first-round pick for a reason. We went out there and we saw the talent of the first round. Well, he ain't even in his man body yet, bro. He ain't even in his peanut butter body yet, bro. Just imagine what that dude gonna be like when the get down gets to get. You know what I mean? Bro, stop playing, man. Every other Cowboy offensive lineman gets thrown in the fire. Terrence Steele ain't even good, and he was thrown in the fire. You feel me? Tyler Smith. Yeah, exactly, Will. Stop playing with Tyler Smith, man.
It just looked like he was operating off of instinct, and it looked better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it looked like it just was kind of instinctual as opposed to technical. It looked better. So I don't really know what else we want to do. This is my last week, though, until I'm not ready to kind of, crush him right now. My last week. All right, man, listen. If Tyler go out there against the first team, looks good in camp, looks good in the Chargers, I think it's it. I think you need to go ahead and roll because next week will be what? Watch 2.5 weeks out into the season. You can't keep playing. We got to start getting ready. And he's a young rookie that hasn't played that position. We got to stop playing. Okay?
Yeah. I would love for an anonymous suggestion box. You know what I'm saying? They walk in the O-line room. You know what I mean? Tyler Biadasz, Tyron Smith. Hey, guys, who would you want to be your left guard? Tyler Biadasz, think about them old days where, you know what I'm saying, a not so strong guard would be comboing with him. He go, damn, dog. I mean, it's cool to combo with this guy. Boy, man, me and Tyler just moved the dude.
Like on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, go ahead.
When they was at the wall and they had to vote on who was going to be next, to lead the black, and the whole team go up. One gets a circle, one gets a triangle, and pick. That's what they should do. Yeah, what y'all think? It's anonymous.
Tyler Biadasz does not want to go back to the old days of of regular combos. That was just one combo. I showed it on my film session, right? Just watch the very first play of the film session. You ain't got to Please watch the whole thing. But the very first play of the film session, Tyler Smith moved this D lineman 5 yards. And Tyler Biadasz was just hanging on to Tyler Smith's back, like, oh, we going together. Look, Tyler Smith could have did this by himself. Like, Tyler Biadasz wasn't helping at all. He was like, yep, I'm here for the combo, baby. Let's do this together. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to go back to them old days we fighting for his life in a combo.
The one I like, Voch, is when you pointed out where he just kind of gives my man a shoulder shrug, like, excuse me, you in my way to get to the second level. Yeah. But he turned, bro, like a turnstile with a shoulder shrug. A shoulder shrug. Just crazy power, man.
If you ask all the guys, right? Look, they was asking Zeke. They said, this is Zeke's face. Hey, Zeke, what do you think about the rookie Tyler Smith coming in to be your logo? As he went, well, man, Zeke nasally as fuck. Hey, man, yeah, he's Zeke hard breathing, man. Dog, Zeke started laughing. Hey, man, I just saw,
Humpty.
Hey, man, I just love to have him. It's like Shaq. Hey, I just love to. Hey, I can't wait to. Dog, they can't wait. They can't wait to get Tyler Smith involved, man. So, yes, Mike McCarthy quit playing, and then Mike McCarthy had a follow up. They asked him about Tyler Smith and how he played and things of that nature. Mike McCarthy had this to say about his first round rookie.
It's just like anything in this game. I mean, you talk about being physical, talk about playing, have a play style. He's definitely, he brings that to the table. So but it's just like anything. His mistakes were more, technical, the finish component of it. I think for young linemen, when your feet are beat and how you react to that, that's part of it. So I would say just the second and third reaction components of technique will be a focus for him moving forward. But I think mentally was sound. I thought it was a lot of good snaps to learn from.
Hey, man, if you could do that with a very low grade of technique, and we know you're continuing to learn, right? We know that you're continuing to learn technique, man. I'm good with Tyler Smith. I asked this question on social media a couple months ago. It was during draft season, something like that. And I was just evaluating offensive line, and every offensive lineman has something different. And the base of the question was basically, what do you think is the easiest, like ranked from easiest to hardest? Like, what's easiest to fix on an offensive lineman, right? Is it footwork, general technique, like hands and things like that? Is it physical strength, or is it like athleticism or something like that? And, this is Cowboy fans coming off of Connor Williams, right? So they was all like, hey, yo, Voch, we think it's hard to make a dude strong. Right. I do kind of agree with that. Right. You can teach a dude technique, but I think it's hard to make a dude naturally strong. Like, some dudes get stronger. But I think you have to have like a base level of strength, and then you go up from there. Connor Williams was the technique athlete dude that didn't have the power. Is what it is. Fine. And we tried to fix that power. We made him bigger, tried to make him stronger. He got big, but it didn't work. Right. He just didn't really find that strength. Right. I'll take a dude like Tyler Smith that has natural ass whoop you strength, Will Steele. Natural. And all we gotta do is be like, yo, son, just learn when to let go. Just learn when to let go. Like, when you smoking the shit out of somebody, hey, just go like this. When you after you, like, when they on the way to the ground, don't put stains in their jersey, right? When you get just fall. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he did versus the linebacker, right? Tyler just sweeped, and the linebacker flew sideways, and we got a holding call because Tyler exploded somebody. You feel me? I love exploding people. O-line is physical, right? But as of now, there's this increased rate of, referees calling holding calls against the Cowboys, right? So until the referees come out and say, or until the NFL officiating Illuminati conglomerate come out and say, all right, so we're gonna take it easy on holding calls, right? Tyler, just learn when to let go. But if I got to live with that, if I got to learn with Tyler learning when to let go, like if I got to deal with that, but he's exploding people and he's moving people from point A to point B, I'll take that. If Tyler Biadasz hops on your back like an amusement park ride, and y'all comboing somebody and he ain't putting no strength, he just riding on your arm going, wee, I'll take that. I'll take it. If you make Tyler Biadasz, if you not only make the left guard position better, but you make Tyler Biadasz better, because he got Zach Martin. Look, Zach Martin on the other side. He good with Zach Martin. But if you can make Tyler Biadasz better, I'll take that. I'll take those growing pains that we dealing with. You feel me? Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, you can teach technique, but I can't teach God-given ability. I just can't do that.
Can't do it, man. We went down this list of other little players that was in the preseason game. Mike McCarthy was breaking down. We'll keep it in order in which they got drafted. We'll talk about Billy D here. We ain't talk about. I ain't pulling no Tober clip, so pardon me, Tober. But it's not appropriate to talk about Tober because Cooper was so trash, right? So let's get into the Sam Williams clip, right? It's like, Mike, what are some teaching points you can teach, Sam Williams and the kind of game he had? What are some pros and cons, building off that penalty and things of that nature, right? Talk to us a little bit about Sam Williams. Mike McCarthy had this to say.
I thought Sam got off to a really good start. I mean, he's impactful. I mean, you can see his close, particularly, even on that play. And I think where Sam, just the fact that the action of because he slightly ducked his head, and came because he was on the rise. So, and that's a great teaching point right there. It's just there are indicators that officials are looking for. So, whether you hit him helmet to helmet or not, but the fact that the helmet went down and then came up, so I mean that's a really good illustration of how you take those moments, teach and learn from it.
Hey, Zeke, what do you think about Sam? Oh, yeah. Hey, Sam. Oh, man, Sam's. All right, cool. JQK back drop 5 super chat says, yeah, Vice J. Okay, so I know Jay Johnson. My bad. I don't know you. See, and me and Scott know people as two different names and shit. So my bad.
Yeah.
You're Jay Johnson. J Cube is Jay Johnson. Cool. We won't forget that. Appreciate Scott and Bret Hart. Best there is, best there was, best there will be. Hey man, you were saying, man, hey man, I ran into this cool motherfucker. I was thinking, oh, this cool. Oh, tell him about the cool motherfucker you ran into. Will said he was like Bret Hart. I'm like, Bret Hart ain't even the highlight that you ran into.
Oh, you talking about
them over that we can't talk about. I ran. We can't talk about. That's the coolest motherfucker you ran into.
100% the coolest. I want to so bad, but I ain't messing that up. Nope.
Get Bret Hart up out of here. Look. Bret Hart's a legend, but at least he's visible.
Right.
You met an invisible motherfucker.
Literally.
And that's all we gonna see.
And even
about
visible, he invisible. That's what's crazy.
Wow. Let's see. I had another super chat. And T Peasy dropped dudes in super chat says Tyler Smith. Oh, cool. Tyler Smith is a rare breed, indubitably, sir. Appreciate you, T Peasy. 400 people. How many people got watching live? Let me run
about almost 700, man. Crazy.
Damn, we almost at 7. Appreciate it. Let me run over to my first bank where my war call is, bro, because I appreciate y'all. Salute.
You're goddamn right.
That's my new favorite clip, Will says. So just go ahead and get ready.
You're about to make me have to download the one where he says, I am the one who knocks, or say my name. One of the two.
It was so many clips in that thing, dog. It's so many clips. Even in that, because look, I almost pulled the other clip from that one clip. How brilliant Breaking Bad is, right? Yeah. I almost pulled. Now you listen to me. You got the best the 2 best meth cooks in this country, and I was gonna pull that, and I was gonna work me and you. You know what I'm saying? I know how you go. What you know?
I know how you do. We'll get
got meth cooks. We just got the job. I can't have people thinking that we meth cooks, but y'all know what I mean, though. Let's get back into the third bank here. We talked about Sam Williams, right? Billy D. Sam Williams. So Sam we saw the natural traits from Sam, but the more I started thinking about it, right? I posted my Illuminati roster sheet on the internet on Twitter yesterday. I marked off some of the names that I thought could make the team. We had 12 names, and we did this exercise yesterday, Will Steele. Let me ask you this, just a different type of question following up on that, right? I think Sam Williams make this team. I think it's pretty fair, pretty safe to say Sam Williams make this team.
100%.
For sure. Is Sam a guy that makes the active game day roster?
Yeah. He better. You can't have your second round pick not on active game day, right?
Not counting Micah Parsons, but DeMarcus Lawrence, Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler, and Basham is the guy that we thinking about. Maybe not. So it's basically Basham versus Sam Williams, I believe.
I'm going longer at edge rusher to get Sam on here, just for the pure fact of just hauling ass and getting after the quarterback with his speed and strength. If he's not active, that's I hate to say it, isn't that a fail for year one?
I just think the room's thick. I just think the room's so thick, man. Like it's dudes in this room, bro.
I wasn't
And-
even
and look,
thinking
that's-
about him not being. That's crazy.
And then look, that's not counting Micah Parsons, right? You know what I mean? Because I got Micah as a linebacker, but he comes down and play edge sometimes. So sometimes Micah's going to play edge, and that'll bump guys down the pecking order. So Sam is about your 5th or 6th guy, basically. Micah, D-Law, Dorrance, Dante.
Well, I don't count Micah. Micah's not going to count as an edge on game day. So if we
he's counted as a linebacker in terms of roster building, sure, but in terms of practically using dudes in the pass rush in the pass rush.
But
game,
if I
right?
move,
are you going to use? Go ahead.
If I move Micah down, then that means I'm moving another linebacker up. Like if my game plan is to have Micah rush a bunch, I'm moving now who up? Devin Harper or whatever. Like those guys are the guys that might not dress on game day. Sam Williams has to. I mean, pass rush is so important, right? He's got to. Jeez.
And it's not like we're missing pass rushes. It's not like we're missing pass. I think it's the opposite. We just got a lot of them. A lot of them that I think can play.
You got to let me put together a 46 because
and he's technically like a third team guy. He's a third team dude. He's on the third team. He's a second team type talent for sure. But in this room, he's on the third team. I think that's fair to talk about.
But see, I don't see. Here's the thing: it's so weird with this defense in a good way. I don't know if we can categorize first, second, third team because of how much they rotate. Like
so many of them.
Like Dan Quinn wants nobody to play more than 35 snaps. He don't want anybody doing that. So a lot of these guys are going to be rotating, and it's a position where I don't think it's not like you need to get a groove. You know what I mean? Like Sam could play 15 snaps, and as long as he gives you, 7 productive ones, that 2 of them might be strip sack fumble or something, right? So, it's hard to be like so-and-so's a starter because Dorrance Armstrong might start, but what if it's Dante Fowler who plays more snaps that game? You know what I mean? Gallimore and Osa might start, but what if Golson's just on tear and he plays 5 more snaps? So they rotate so much. I don't want to put too much emphasis on the front 7 from a starting standpoint, but man, you got my antennas up now.
Are you counting Chauncey as an end or as a defensive tackle?
3-tech. Chauncey as a 3-tech.
Yeah, Chauncey, Bohanna, Osa, Neville. That seems to be your safe 4. And now we're talking about Tristan and Carlos Watkins, who can also play. Have we ever had this problem?
Watkins.
You got to bench Chauncey. Like what? No. Like Carlos got to go. Like Carlos got to be off the team if that. Like we got 12 dudes, bro. There's going to be something that they're going to have an issue. They're going to have a hard time getting all these guys on. Somebody might get the knock, your ankle hurt, or they just might get flat out cut. If that's going to be the case, then Sam's going to have to do a lot of team stuff, right? Like punt, kick.
Special teams. Yeah, he's got to be on special teams. I don't even know how many of those actually that might be beneficial to him. I mean, I think Basham is on special teams. I don't think Fowler's going to do nothing. D-Law, right? He's not doing nothing. Dorrance does some special things. Chauncey.
Dorrance got a block and a touchdown last year, yeah.
Chauncey also does specials. So yeah, he should play specials.
What a room. Have we ever had this problem before? Have we ever had this many D linemen that we felt good about?
I don't know, but not recently.
Yeah.
We've always had orphans. Remember? Nick Hayden
and them.
Jeremy Mincy and them boys. Like, come on.
Get Joey Ivy the hell up out of here. Guillotine 06 draw 5. It says, Big Game James says, you can't make Devastator if one of the construct cons.
Oh, this is Big James games.
Oh, Big James Game. Got you. James Game says you can't. Is Devastator one of the Transformers or something? He says you can't make Devastator if one of the
Constructicons.
Always has a flat tire.
Boy, that's deep into Transformers.
Damn. All right. Appreciate you, Big James Games Toy Shop, the owner of Big James Games Toy Shop. Toxic Tom down the burner account says, what if Fowler get cut? You can't in your right mind. I saw some people on Twitter and that lets you know how bad. And look, I say this humbly, right? I don't say this from a way of, cockiness and nothing like that, but I think we're needed in this community because if we don't put out film, if we don't put out good takes, if we don't give legit information, people are going to go around thinking Dante Fowler trash. Yeah. And that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, bro. And I'm not saying like you, Toxic Tom, like you just asking, right? You just y'all just we just talking as a family, we just talking. But there was people in the chat yesterday, in the on on the Twitter, me posting this, it was like, well, maybe let's just cut Dante Fowler. He ain't shit. Like, what? There was another dude, Will Steele. There was another dude that was like, how many years D-Law got left for his contract? Sir?
Oh, come on, man. See, I think this is why. At camp, you don't hear Dante, you don't hear his name too much. You know why? Because they're not moving Dante Fowler on the other side to go against Terrence Steele and Josh Ball. They got him going up against Tyron Smith, and Tyron's getting the best of him for the most part. Now, Dante might get a little win here or there, but Tyron's a different animal when he's healthy. You can feel the pop, you can see it, everything just stops. But Tyron Smith ain't out there every single week.
No.
I digress.
Plus, you don't really get a good idea of how an edge dude is playing at camp because we can't sack the quarterback.
Can't sack the quarterback. No.
Can't sack the quarterback, can't tackle the running back. So, but when we see Dante Fowler in the preseason game and he made like 4 big plays or whatever, there you go. You just can't cut Dante Fowler, man. You can't move on from that guy. Isaiah Simmons to Dallas. That's the new thing. We ain't even got over to Roquan Smith to Dallas nonsense. Now we on Isaiah Simmons.
It must be 9 deep. He the only person in Cowboys community that keeps saying Isaiah Simmons to Dallas.
Yep, 9 deep. So look, he asked you on your show, you cussed at him. I'm gonna ask Voch. Voch got my back. Nah.
He don't ask. He just say.
He just say it. He don't even care about our response no more. Let's get back into it. We just talked about Billy D. Sam Williams. Let's talk about the tight ends here. They asked Mike McCarthy about Jake Ferguson, and he even went into a little Peyton Hendershot conversation. So, and this is interesting, because Jake Ferguson was just kind of invisible for a long time. Like he had a hamstring or something like that, and then he just showed up, and now we just see some Jake Ferguson play.
He was your best tight
So I
end.
think this is for sure. This is interesting here. So let's listen to Mike McCarthy talk about Jake Ferguson, his young tight ends, basically.
I love the way he played. I love his play style, and I thought he, just everything we thought he did. He did some good things on special teams. So I thought he had a very solid night for his first time out. Same with.
Pause. Did you know that Billy D. Williams, like the real Billy D. Williams, right? Did you know that Billy D. Williams' government name is Williams December Williams?
Is that why they call him D? His family calls him D, and I wasn't sure what the D stand for, but it stands for December. Oh, you're talking about the real Billy D. Williams,
the real life Billy.
Not Sam
Star Wars
D. Williams.
The real motherfucker.
Okay. You're talking about the real one.
Sam's D is some ghetto shit like Dequarius or something. Sam, the Devavius.
Secticon.
This is sometimes, but the real Billy D. Williams.
Okay. I didn't know that.
His name is William December Williams.
Williams. Oh, that's like William Williamson, and I know somebody with that. And I said, "Damn, your parents hate you."
That's irresponsible. But back to Mike McCarthy talking about Jake Ferguson.
Peyton too. I thought both young tight ends did some really nice things.
So let me play this one more time without me talking shit.
I know, my bad.
I love the way he played. I love his play style, and I thought he, just everything we thought he did. He did some good things on special teams. So I thought he had a very solid night for his first time out. Same with Peyton too. I thought both young tight ends did some really nice things.
Well, still, I'm gonna ask you a short-term tight end question and a long-term tight end question. Is that cool, sir?
Yeah, shoot.
Ryan Nall got cut today. I don't think we're looking at fullbacks on this team. So cool. Moving on. Short term. Do you think Jeremy Sprinkle makes his team, sir?
I hope not. Waste of a damn roster spot. If we got to cut.
You trying to go long?
I'm trying to go long everywhere else, nigga. Hey, you know what? Hey, Sam, we're gonna bench you today for our 4th tight end. I'll be livid.
Yeah.
Cut Jeremy Sprinkle. Just let Peyton Hendershot and Jake Ferguson, Sean McEwen get their lumps. McEwen, I think, is ready as tight end too anyway, but let the other guys run down and tackle somebody, and if one of those other dudes get hurt, you throw them in there.
Let me ask you a long-term question, Will. Still a long-term tight end question. Not even long, but just a 365-day tight end question. And you know where I'm going. If Sean McEwen, Jake Ferguson, and Peyton Hendershot prove to be competent this year, do we re-sign Dalton Schultz?
I think it all depends what Schultz does. If Schultz shows improvement, right? Because we do have to. That is a possibility. Schultz could show some improvement in different areas of his game, and if he's productive, If he doesn't, then that's a no brainer. If he does, maybe you tag him again, but that's $13 million right there that I could give somebody else. But listen, I'm the biggest Sean McEwen fan. I think he can literally be Dalton Schultz. That Dalton Schultz wasn't this Dalton Schultz year 1 and 2. It took the year 3. So I'm all about taking that money elsewhere, Voch. I mean, I'm not going to shy away from it as of August 16th. Now, if Dalton Schultz come out here and looks like the 3rd best tight end in the league, my tune would change. That's fair. We got more data.
Sure. I think that's fair, man. I think that'll be a good way to save money somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, and next year, whether there's a coaching change or not, we're gonna have to re-sign some dudes. I think there's gonna be a need for some money. I think an easy way to save $16 to $18 million just run with them young dudes, man. Hopefully Jake Ferguson puts on his man body by the time Dalton Schultz goes in the contract negotiation. Hey, you might even franchise Dalton Schultz again. We don't know. But I do think that there's going to be this fight between Dalton Schultz, Sean McEwen, Jake Ferguson, and Peyton Hendershot throughout the season. So not only is Dalton fighting for his money, but I think the other 3 guys are fighting to save us cap space, if that makes sense. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a forever developing situation, or at least till next offseason. We got 2 more clips, and then we're going to go into the chat. I saw my phones moving around a little bit. Let me see what's going on. All right, let's we got 2 more clips. One on Nahshon and Kelvin Joseph, and we got one on Bohanna. And if y'all want to call into the show, the number's right there. You feel free to call in. And when we're done with these 2 clips, we'll tap in with y'all. Then after that, we'll tap into the chat, wrap this thing up. So let's go Bo first. Since we're talking about D-line or whatever, then we'll get into the feature presentation. Mike McCarthy trying to explain to us that Deron Bland ain't tearing shit up and y'all nervous about Kelvin Joseph and Nahshon Wright. We'll let him lie to us later. Wow. But right now we'll talk about not Deron Bland, Bohanna. Quentin Bohanna. Let's hear what Mike McCarthy got to say. And it's interesting, right? Bohanna went from a guy, all right, you're a, day 3 guy. We'll talk about you when we talk about you. But now we're like, hey, let's ask Mike McCarthy about Quentin Bohanna. I think it's an interesting development, man. But here's what Mike had to say about Big Bo.
I really like the way Q played Saturday night. Quentin, I think clearly the step that he made, a couple steps, frankly. I mean, I thought the way he attacked the double teams was as good as I've seen him do it. And then I think you're seeing a guy that's really starting to make a move in the area of pass rush, because and not just the transition pass rush from 1st and 2nd down. So I thought Q definitely took a big step against Denver.
It's crazy going into this, going into the offseason. Will Bohanna was a guy that we were looking at like, all right, Bo, kick your ass out of here if you don't show us something. And then we go draft John Ridgeway and go, and at this time we hadn't seen Bo at all, right? We draft Ridgeway and go, all right, Bo. Ridgeway about to get you up out of there, player. What's the move, sir? You better do something. Then we finally see Bo. He big as hell, and he slimmed down. He got big and he slimmed down, right? Yeah. And then Bo goes to practice, puts together some good practices, gets in the game, makes some plays, look powerful, look big as hell. Now we're looking at Bo. Like I put out my little list. Nobody said Bo is a potential cut you to save, room for 12 guys. Bo was on somebody's untouchable list. It was like D-Law and them, the other defensive ends, this guy.
Yeah.
Devil.
Ridgeway was the flavor of the month. But I kept on saying throughout the offseason, Bo's quiet. I think it's one of those kind of quiet storm things. Like there's nothing coming out. Nobody's saying anything negative. Nobody's saying anything positive. He's not putting out all these videos all in the video, just quietly going about his business. And you knew he was going to come into year 2 stronger and better just by default, right? And then we get to camp and we like, Ridgeway doesn't look better than Bohanna. But hey, let's wait. We'll see what happens when we get to Denver. We'll see what happens when we get to preseason. We come out of preseason week 1, Ridgeway still doesn't look better than Bohanna. So Bo's another guy that, listen, man, he's got a role on this team as long as he continues to get better.
What a room. What a D-line room. We're just going to continue to reiterate that, man. Mike McCarthy said, hey, he's taking on the double teams best we ever seen him. Hey, go watch my film session. I think I highlighted a couple of his plays or whatnot. And then the thing about Bo, man, also watching the film too, is that, he was a one-tech guy. I think he's a guy that's going to do a little bit of both now, and both and even fronts. But I can even see both doing some 2-gap things in the odd fronts, in the 3-4 fronts or whatever. So, hey man, what a win for Bo! Like what a progression for Bo, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To get the coaches' respect, to get the not that the fans' respect matter because these people trying to cut down Tyler, but.
I loved how he said attack the double because if you go back last year, that was kind of the thing he struggled with a lot, was kind of just holding the point of attack. Now, double teams, you're going to get moved sometimes, but last year, Bo was getting moved. So it was really shocking to see a big dude like that. But, slim down a little bit, get stronger, technique, getting a little bit lower. He's way quicker. I told y'all the story already about Forniak, who looked at him after a rep and said, all right, big boy with the speed. And even you was like, he look like he's doing 3-tech things because he's quicker. He's definitely on that year 2 improvement train. So I'm excited to see what he can do as your second team, right? If we're going to do teams, but as your second 1-tech, because Neville was your first guy.
And as you mentioned that, it just kind of played in my mind or whatever. If we're talking about dealing with double teams, that goes directly into the impediment that the Cowboys dealt with in the playoff game, right? The run game. The run game getting pushed around, getting moved around, things like that. Exactly.
Think about that.
So you just add another little wrinkle to that, man. It's gonna be fun going. It's gonna be fun for the defense going. The offense is probably gonna take a step back or whatever. And that's to be figured out. But I think, man, if there's a SB word in our future, it's gonna be on the backs of this defense. Absolutely. We always talk about Micah Parsons being the ceiling guy. Right? Like he raises the ceiling of the overall defense. I said this, but just bear with me. Listen to me say it again. It's not only Micah Parsons making this defense better because all these dudes individually have raised the floor of this defense because they've gotten better. You know what I'm saying? Like we talking about like out of the 12 D linemen that I named, we talking about like the 10th dude. You know what I'm saying? Being like Bo, right? We talking about the 10th dude getting better. Right? Or the 9th dude, which is Chauncey, or something like that, putting on 20 or so pounds to get back. If you map out your D line and the 8th through 12th dude has gotten better to raise your ceiling.
Or your floor, yeah.
I mean, raise your floor, pardon me, Wilson, to raise your floor. And then you just, after all that floor raising, you just put Mike on top of the shit and you just blast to the moon. You got to feel good about this, man. I know I'm optimistic Cowboy fan. I know Will Steele is more in the middle. He keeps me even or whatever, but you can't go into this thing feeling negative about
Not the defense. The defense ain't the issue. The defense, everybody should be excited about. And the other side of the ball, we gotta work through some things.
I will carry 4 receivers to keep this D-line room together.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like I go 5. Like I go short every receiver. I give a damn. It ain't like the room is crazy deep. You know what I mean?
I will carry 1 quarterback. I will carry Dak Prescott. If it's at the end of the game, we trying to run the clock out or something. Let somebody do Wildcat. Let somebody do Wildcat or something. You know what I mean? Just whatever we got to do to keep this group of 12 dudes together. Let me ask you a question, Will Steele. I hate questions like this because I always come off as a homer because you know what I'm about to say. You know how I get down. But you're not a homer, Will Steele. You even kill.
Indeed.
Who has the better D-line? Including Micah Parsons in this D-line, because I'm just going to include him as a part of it, right? Cowboys or the Eagles?
Oh, when you include Micah, I mean,
let's say
not us.
Let's say D-line room. Let's just say the whole damn D-line room from top to my apologies.
I don't know all of your guys. I do know I do know some of the kind of non-top guys like Sweat, Barnett, I believe is still there. I mean, we gotta include what's the cat's name? Big boy, Jordan Davis,
sure.
Graham, Fletcher Cox, John Hargrave.
Cox is a little bit, on the older side now. I'm just asking a question because I'm leaving my opinion out of this because I'm a homer and y'all want to hear what I got to say. But Will is the only even kill guy that I can just get in touch with right now. Well, who has the better D-line?
If I'm including Micah, I think he's the best pass rusher of all those dudes. So, and then you got D-Law, right? Micah and D-Law. Give me Micah and D-Law over all of them. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. They got a nice little D-line room. They do. I mean, their guys are more proven, right? Like we know what Barnett is. We've seen Sweat. We know Fletcher Cox. Hargraves was a problem last year. They're more proven. So, I mean, if I'm going to be fair, they are the more proven D-line group. But we got some young pups that I think are on the up and up to have to prove it. And if they hit that ceiling, right, because they got old guys, their ceilings are hit. Yeah. If they hit that ceiling, yeah. But I'm not going to be a homer. That defensive line is pretty damn good, man. Oh, Milton Williams, shit. And I guess if we including Micah, they probably got to include Hassan. Shit,
Hey,
goddamn.
Man, they down there mentioning Teron Jackson. I think
I don't even know
goddamn
who that
Teron
is. I don't even know what that is. To be honest with you.
Coastal Carolina, I believe. He was a rookie last year. So I'm just finna throw Teron Jackson. He ain't done shit. I don't know, man.
Jordan Davis washed. I love it.
Wait a minute, bro. That's hilarious.
Goddamn right.
But on the same token, though, Sam.
Stop the cap.
Chill out, bro.
Yeah.
Chill out, bro. I think that's interesting, though, Will. I think that's an interesting versus right there. Because, of course, do we have the better ends and they got the better tackles? Like, is that a thing?
Probably. I mean, that's kind of where we're probably going. When you include Micah with D-Law, I don't give a shit about no Sweat and Barnett and you know, if I'm dehydrated and sweating, I don't care about none of them dudes out there. Who else is the other guy? Graham, yeah, again, older dude, injured dude, but ain't none of them fooling with D-Law and Micah combination. D tackles are different.
Shouts out to Sarah. He say Jordan Davis washed. That's my kind of time. That's the kind of energy I'm on. You feel me? At least for 2 weeks out of the season. 3 if we send him to the playoffs. And then we have the last one, Mike McCarthy talking about Nashawn Wright and Kelvin Jones. I would love to see what Mike McCarthy got to say about this. Let's just listen to what he got to say about how they played in the preseason game.
No, I thought Nashawn, I thought he had some real competitive situations. I think clearly.
He stuttered. Excellent question.
I think you look at someone that's made the second year jump. He's definitely in my mind in that category. You look what he's done physically. He had obviously the two, they were good throws, 2 competitive throws, and I think he'll definitely. It's another great example of learning from the techniques. With his length and so forth, going up and not under there is as far as tracking the ball, because Nashawn has excellent ball skills. I mean, you can see that. I mean, that was something that I know.
When they asked how Nashawn played Saturday, and Mike McCarthy started talking about shit in Oregon that he did. Hey man, Nashawn was good in Oregon State, dog. I mean, shit, he's long as hell.
That's what Danny did.
Love basketball, I mean, shit, Nashawn watched wrestling, I love Nashawn, dog. Come on, Mike.
I was very, very excited about watching the Oregon State tape. That former receiver, you can see him go up and high point the ball. So I think those are two plays you'll look for him to learn from, because he does play with instinct and so forth. But you do have to give the other side some credit. They're good throws and catches.
I mean, shit, they called
his physicality, hand placement, all those things. I mean, he plays on the edge, so he plays the right way. He's just got to clean that up. Kelvin, I thought was solid.
Kelvin can rap.
He's has tremendous ability. But I think it was more of a first game for him, both on defense and special teams.
He ain't saying nothing about Deron Bland, no Will. I
was just about to say, didn't ask him about Deron?
They ain't asked about Deron.
Oh, that's
so
right.
maybe
okay. I remember that question. It was Chill. Chill was like, "Well, what do you think about the second year guys?" And Coach was like, "Who?" And say they name.
Yeah,
and then they brought up
yeah.
names.
So I wonder, is it only the YouTube film community that's going crazy about Deron Bland right now?
We ain't
I
know
Bobby
Belt.
Belt.
Give a damn what nobody said. We ain't crazy.
Yeah, we not foolish. This ain't a game. This ain't that was no accident. that wasn't beginner's luck. Goddamn it! Like Deron Bland looked like that dude fit. That dude don't.
Camp.
Yeah.
So
but you know what though? Sometimes when you go to camp, you looking at everything. Maybe you miss Deron Bland. Maybe you skip over Deron Bland because you looking trying to see what the D line is doing. But when the motherfucker pop off film, you can't unsee it. So now Will still going into the Chargers game. Chargers got a good little group of receivers over there.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if Deron Bland go out there and start smoking that shit again? Will still.
You really have to start considering putting him at CB4. Shout out to CB4. I keep on doing that. But, I'm not quite – listen, it's a difference between Deron Bland has been the 4th best cornerback right now, and then and we're going to put Deron Bland in a game if Trevin Diggs go down. Right? Like, I think there's a difference. I said this earlier. I still think I'd probably go with Kelvin right now, August 16th. But damn it, if Deron Bland come out here and do the same thing again, all bets are off.
It's a rap. It's a rap. It's a rap, Will. So now, and I hate that I had to play that after you said Kelvin Joseph. But listen.
Oh, God damn, dog. Where's my other bet? But problematic. I just thought about it even more.
I ain't mean it like that, Chap. I apologize. I ain't mean it like that, but I'm talking about Kelvin Joseph. The people he hang around is what I meant to say. So listen, Will Steele, let me ask you a question there, right?
Go ahead.
Right. Let me ask you a question, Will Steele. So this ain't me jumping ahead or getting crazy or anything, right? Because you did just say what you just said was it ain't like I'm putting in DaRon Bland if Diggs get hurt. So let me ask you this. This week during the Chargers, not the Chargers game, right? But this week, this practice week, where the ones go versus the ones. Do you throw in DaRon Bland like in the slot just to see what he looks like versus some first team talent?
He's earned more reps. At this point, I kind of don't care where you decide to give him those reps aside from your top two. Maybe if you feeling a little froggy, hey Jordan, come here real quick. Because Jordan's on the last year of his deal. Or no, AB's on the last year of his deal. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Sure. So if you're feeling a little bit froggy, you throw him in there, see what's happening, and you know what you got in J-Lou. You know what you got in AB and Trayvon Diggs. So shit, why not, man? He's earned more snaps.
I think DaRon Bland has, and it's crazy how fast that he's covered this ground or whatever, right? I think DaRon Bland has put himself in that category of dudes that have outplayed their depth chart standing. So let's see what they look like versus the next group of guys. I think Semi Fajoku, Billy December Williams, Sam Williams in that group,
Williams,
and for sure. And I think DaRon Bland is a guy that I would just love to see. Because look, I could overreact right now, but okay, cool. We'll get to practice.
All right.
Let's see DaRon Bland versus Jalen Guyton,
right?
Just to see what that looks like, right? We ain't got to put him against Keenan Allen. I ain't saying that. Put him against their third or fourth guy, and let's figure this out a little bit. I think he's at least earned that.
And let him take some lumps, right? There was only really maybe one rep where it was like, ooh, fortunately the throw wasn't as great, and it was a really good play design. And my apologies for not having the film here, but they were in the red zone, and I think it was kind of a numbers game. Bland was trying to pick up the inside slot. They had I think it was a receiver, tight end, and it was a fullback in the backfield. Fullback went out in the flat for a route. Bland kind of followed the tight end. They kind of did a little bit, not a mesh, but they wanted to play with his eyes. And he reacted just a tad bit slow. And if it was on the money, maybe it's a touchdown. But it's not like he got tested. Like, it's not like he made a mistake in that game. So I kind of want to see him, okay, what happens when he makes a mistake? Whether it's practice or in the game, can he bounce back? Because we saw in the game, Nahshon Wright, my whole thing was, okay, Nahshon, you gave up a tutty. You gave up a big play. How do you bounce back? He didn't bounce back that well. So that's really what matters. You're going to get beat as a corner. So throw him in there against Keenan. Who gives a shit? Throw him in there against any of those dudes. He's going to get beat. So what happens when he gets beat? I digress.
Sure. Whew, we'll see what happens, man. What a show, what a show, what a show.
The conference has been locked.
Lock the phones up. We got 2 calls. Now people on the phone, it is 4:13. Okay? So let's not be here till 5. All right, we're gonna get these 2 calls in. It's not clock game necessarily, but we do want to get through these calls with a decent amount of time here. So we're gonna get Damon and JR on the phone, and then we're gonna get to the chat box. Then we're gonna get up out of here. All right, let's boogie. Damon, what up?
Man, I'm just coded in the
time out, Damon. Time out, Damon, because I don't even want you to mess that joke up. I don't even want you to mess that joke up, Damon. Pause. Glow Pierre says y'all overhyping the fuck out of DaRon Bland.
See, this is what I mean by no one likes to really listen to everything you're saying about a player, right?
Sure.
We're talking about, my apologies to the caller. Mm-hmm. If you listen to us, we're saying he's earned more snaps. I literally just came out and said, if the game was starting, I'm not putting DaRon Bland in over Kelvin Joseph just yet because it's been one preseason game. But this is what happens when people want to take one little thing you say and they want to run with their own narrative. Context matters. Pay attention, right? And you'll get the full scope of things. Nobody is saying DaRon Bland is going to be a CB 1, 2, or 3 at this moment. He's earned more reps. That's all it is. And that's me being cordial. You go ahead, Voch.
Man, get your goof ass off this goddamn boy before I get somebody to come block you off the goddamn chat about your goof ass. What's your goof ass down somewhere, cuz? What's wrong with you, dog?
I knew that was coming. That's why I was like, let me get this out now.
What's wrong with you, dog? Who said that? Who said that? Who's hyping DeRon Bland? Who's overhyping DeRon Bland?
Oh man.
Hey, instead of seeing him, hold on, let me pull up the goddamn depth chart. I ain't doing nothing else. Let's do it. Hold on. Our lads, Chargers. Okay, DeRon Bland was clearly the best cornerback in the damn preseason game yesterday.
Sure.
And if you don't think that, then you the one missing out. You the one that ain't watching damn film. You the one that's not intelligent. You the one that's half doing this.
Well, sometimes you got to talk a little bit slower for folk, you know.
Basically, fuck them.
So on a regular day, right, Will Steele? On a regular day, Mike Williams is up there, Keenan Allen is up there, Josh Palmer is up. So look, on a regular day, DeRon Bland would be covering guys like Joe Reed, Trevin Bradford, Jason Moore Jr. is dudes that DeRon Bland would have to be covering. I'm simply saying, if DeRon Bland was on the field at the same time with Kelvin Joseph and Nashawn Wright, and he was the best dude on the field, can we at least see what he looks like versus DeAndre Carter and fucking Jalen Guyton? Is that fair? Is that fair? I ain't saying, what, Pro Bowl DeRon Bland on the way. Watch him shut down Keenan Allen this week. Rough.
For those who have not seen it, because people, I think it's in a different chat box, we ain't just saying stuff. Somebody literally did say this. It's one season game. We need to relax, and y'all overhyping the F out of Bland. Laughing my ass off. I don't know who this guy is, so maybe he's not a Cowboy fan. I don't know. I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Who the fuck hyping DeRon Bland, dog?
You're lucky I don't got my who in the blue hell are you? I don't got that one for, but yeah.
DeRon Bland versus Michael Kafelkovich. Thank you, Lauren. Let's see him versus Michael Kafelkovich to see what he does. And he fucking get cut next week. Let's see. You know what? Will? If we want to see how good DeRon Bland is, you want to know how good DeRon Bland is? Let's watch him cover somebody that's about to get cut at the next goddamn the next wave of cuts. He been locking up. Give me a second. He been locking up Ty Freifogel all goddamn training camp. He been smoking. Give me another. He been smoking the shit out of Dontario Drummond all week. Lines up in the Denver game, smokes the shit out of some kid I never seen before. And you want him to come out here versus damn the Los Angeles Chargers. You want to see DeRon Bland, somebody that everybody who watches film, everybody in the Cowboy film watching ethos, everybody saying, hey, DeRon Bland, ready for the next step. You want to watch the motherfucker go cover Joe Reed. Well, still, let me ask you a question. What you know about Joe Reed?
I don't know not a damn thing about Joe Reed.
I don't know shit about Joe Reed. I watched film. Apparently, he got drafted in 2020. I was watching film in 2020. I don't know shit about Joe Reed. Will, what you know about Trevin Bradford? Give me a scouting report on Trevin Bradford, Will.
Only Bradford I know is Sam.
That ain't this motherfucker. This is Trevin. What about Jason Moore Jr.? I know Jason Moore from the Fantasy Footballers podcast. I don't know nobody else named no. So you mean to tell me, just because I want DeRon Bland to cover Jalen Guyton, I'm hyping him?
Yeah.
Whoever's in that group, I don't know which side it was on, whether it be the Voch or the volume side.
I don't either, yeah.
Go find him and kick his ass out the chat for a minute. Get him out of here.
Timeout. You in timeout.
I don't have the patience to jack you today.
Yeah, we don't got the patience, man.
Y'all hyping the fuck out DeRon Bland. Zeke voice. Y'all.
I'm just saying.
That shit kill me, man.
Shaq, we not Shaq. What it is if you go come in here with the nonsense, sometimes we will address it. So you just gotta be able to handle the heat, man.
And I ain't seen him since. I ain't seen it. Here you go. Bro, that's not what I'm saying. That's exactly what the fuck you saying. Bro, we don't even highlight it on the screen.
Highlighted it.
Y'all hyping the fuck out DeRon
Bland.
Get your damn act together.
Y'all hyping the fuck out DeRon Bland. Get Damon Kennedy on the phone, man. What's up, Damon?
Man, cooler than the polar bear's nutsack. What you want?
Hey, man, look, shit, Dave. I don't know.
I wasn't expecting that one.
Me neither. I'm sorry. Shit. Rashawn George says he's in timeout.
Damon, do me a favor. Just send us all your intros that you do. They are fantastic, please.
Go ahead, Damon. My bad, man. What you got for the show, dog?
Hey, man. So really quick though, I just wanted to know. I want to know if we can figure out what was Tyler Smith's grade in that preseason game versus what Connor McGovern's been graded out doing in the practices. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd love to be able to see a side by side on what it is, the criteria that they're grading both of these guys out on, and whether or not they need to be split in reps.
You mean like PFF grade?
Like what Philbin is grading them, or is what PFF is grading them?
Right. No, like what Philbin and the coach, what Philbin and the coaches are grading out. Like what it is, what criteria are they looking for as a way to justify why they're still
Be an
split
excellent
reps.
question to ask. Be an excellent question.
I hope Philbin's not trying to do the my guy thing again because he likes Connor McGovern, and the news came out that he wasn't really feeling Tyler Smith. I hope this isn't just a way to, I hope this ain't a way to just keep his guy in the fight, man. Because if that's the case, you can get Philbin the fuck out of here, man. Because he's been doing a bunch of that since he's been here, the whole favoritism thing. But yeah, sure, that's a valid question. Like, okay, what are Connor McGovern's grades, and are they high enough to where this is still a competition? I think that's a fair question to ask. Sure.
Right. And then one other thing, man, I saw your list on Twitter.
Sure.
So what I was thinking is that the best way to go if you're going to get rid of anybody on the D line is go with the defensive tackles. Probably Watkins or Bo, with the understanding that Bo can probably make it through waivers and get to the practice squad.
I don't know, cuz
inevitably we're gonna have.
Bro, Bo ain't gonna make it. Bo ain't gonna make it, man. Bo not gonna make it through waivers, bro.
Well, I think either way, if we're gonna cut the defensive line down, it's got to be at defensive tackle. I think we have enough guys that can slide inside, and we don't really use the pure defensive tackle a whole lot in our packages. So I think it'd be easier to just get rid of one defensive tackle at least, and then be able to slide somebody down.
If anybody, you would move on from Tristan Hill because he's on the last year of his contract, and I don't think they're going to pay Tristan Hill. And you got like 2 more years of Bohanna for cheap, so I think that's another thing keeping Bohanna here. So in terms of roster, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was done. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I actually kind of like the idea of keeping Tristan Hill around, man. He's on a contract year. He's showing a little bit of nasty to him. I actually like keeping him around just for the temperament of the D line.
Sure. All right, Damon, appreciate you, man. We try and get through these phones pretty quick, man. It's already 4:25. We appreciate you, brother.
Mm-hmm. Real quick. I got one question for you.
Okay.
You in the elevator. It's James Slater and Joy Taylor.
Oh, Jesus.
Both of them let you know which floor they're getting off on. 1 on 3, 1 on 4. James Slater's on 3. Joy Taylor on 4. Which floor are you getting off on?
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get you up out of here, man, because because I work for the Volume and I could run into Joy Taylor.
Yeah.
I work for the Cowboys, so I could run into James. So I ain't even gonna put this in the. And look, I know how social media get that. Look, soon as I think it's over, that right up on Twitter in 5 years. So,
Yep.
Damon, I appreciate you, man. Good call.
Bro, trying to get you in trouble.
Good call, cuz. Hey, yo, Will, put me on mute, though.
Hold. Let me make sure you on mute. Okay, good sir. Go ahead. Voch, you play with fire too much. What if I hit the wrong button one day? And I would never do you like that, but jeez.
I'm just trusting you.
But I don't like that pressure. Anyway, go ahead.
But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that those 2 women are so professional at what they do and what they bring to the fandom. What Jane does, Jane asks great questions. She's not out there looking for mess. She's fantastic on the Saints side,
very
on the
nice,
Cowboys
very
side.
nice lady.
100% Joy Taylor, throwing them curveballs at Colin Cowherd every day, keeping him honest, keeping it. Look, man, shouts out to all the women that are doing great work in this sector, man, because we need y'all, man. We need, because I'm just these men in this is cool, but y'all really put us over the edge, man. So I'm thankful for Joy Taylor and Jane Slater. Y'all are setting great examples for the next generation of women in sports reporting. So I appreciate y'all, man, and broadcasting, because Joy's a broadcast. So there you go. But William,
they're very nice, and intelligent young women. Yes.
Also, too, Will still, you know what I mean, be trying to hate on me. Not trying to hate on me, but he was talking shit to me months ago, and I don't forget shit.
What I do?
Let me just go back to this. If y'all go to my Instagram, I put out this collage of just pics taken on my little journey, and you know what I mean, I forgot I had a little joint with James Slater, man.
Tell him,
So, you know.
tell him who gave you the nudge to do it. Voch was acting like, I meant you can't see me. I said, I don't care. Put that out there, man. Let him know you in these circles.
It wasn't the best lighting, but you know, shouts out to James Slater, man. Jane, good people, man. I'll tell you a story later. And we got JR. We're gonna end the phones with JR because it's 4:30. We're running late. Then we're gonna get to the chat box for a couple minutes. What's up, JR?
What's up?
God damn, you was waiting on that one, bro. Damn, you excited, bro? What's good with you, dog?
Oh, hey, we back in the building, baby. Hey, I'm on dad duty. I'm picking up the kids, but I'm hype in the car right now. You know what I'm saying? I need to calm down. We're in the wrong volume too loud. My bad. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? We got a little something.
Hey, be you, do your thing, dog. What you talking about, nigga?
Hold on, man. It's been a minute, so it just feels good being back home. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's been. I can't hear Sky. I can't hear Sky. But what up, Sky? What up, baby? You know what I'm saying? It just feels. You know, when you ain't been home in a while, you know, you on vacation. You know what I'm talking about? You been parlaying. You know, laid up. You know what I'm saying? On the beach. You know what I'm talking about? In Oxnard, breathing that good sweet water. It's just something when you come home. And you get to lay in your own bed and just, that's how I feel right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Just lay in your bed, and go. Just lay in your bed and go. It just go,
I said,
That's how I feel. I'm home, baby. I'm back.
Was you in jail? Was you in jail?
No, I wasn't in jail. I had to go. I had to go to work. You know, we need a little bit more money. You know.
Oh, okay.
You got them kids. You got to have money.
I wouldn't know.
You know what I'm saying? Daycare. They went up on daycare. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Daycare.
You know, you got to do what you got to do.
Daycare. I got you.
Daycare.
I got you.
Bro, hold on.
Oh my God.
Hey, Voch, what we're gonna have to do, man? We're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? Start ranking these O-lines that we're seeing in this next coming up in this season. Because I mean, from the top to the bottom, from the left to the right, everybody could go on somebody's team, if not start, be a contributing rotational player. You know what I'm saying?
The B is silent in that one. Go ahead. The B is silent in that one. Go keep going. We listen to you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just letting you know. I'm just like, what? I mean, literally, I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, for anybody who's out there giving DeRon Bland, you know,
please
I ain't gonna
run
say
this
standard, but to say you hyping DeRon Bland, like, first off, go back to the game and tell me not just a corner, a defensive back that had more that played better than DeRon Bland, you know what I'm saying, in the previous game. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
Like, tell us who.
Well, don't hype him up too much, man. Don't hype him up too much, because you know what I'm saying? Because they think that you're saying he's going to be a Pro Bowl or things like that. But I do think that DeRon Bland has played himself into a new, just moving up the depth chart. I would say, you know, him having to prove himself to move up, into the depth chart. I think he's earned his audition.
Man, look, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it.
Quickly, though.
Game 3, game 4.
Right.
If J. Lou get an injury, if the stock ain't up, DeRon Bland gonna be cornerback number 3.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. Hey, JR, man, we missed his energy, man. I heard you this morning on I heard you this morning on a Will show, man, and you just brought the energy at 8 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, we need you, man. Appreciate you, bro. But before you left and went to jail, you called me out to a versus, and I ain't hear nothing back from you, man. So, hey, if you ever want to do that, we can boogie. If you want to do that, because I've been looking for you.
Hey,
Yeah.
if you're looking for smoke, I keep the barbecue pit lit. You know what I'm talking about? If you're looking for smoke, I keep the barbecue pit lit. That's all I'm saying.
I got you, JR. We're going to work on that, man, but it is 4:30. We got to get up out of here. I appreciate you, man. Good call.
Uh-oh. All right, baby, you know what I'm saying? Y'all hit that like, subscribe. We home, baby. Y'all get this go today. You know what I'm talking about, baby. Turn up, baby. I love you, Scott. I mean, love you, baby. All right.
Bro, wherever he went, I don't want him to ever go back to that place.
Yo, you gotta love JR.
You gotta love JR. But look, wherever he went that made him miss home this much, he don't need to go back. He don't need to go back to that place. He just need to stay at his house with his babies.
Oh my God.
You don't need to go.
Oh, you got words,
bro, that
man.
7 drop so appropriate when you don't know what people saying.
Oh,
It's so
can you the beginning of the call? Like, first of all, we do this little thing where I'm trying to get like caller of the day or a week or something like that. We got to do something on here where it's like turn up the volume, caller of the week, right? Where it's just something fun. Write it down. Turn up the volume, caller of the week. It don't gotta be serious all the time. It can be serious, but that beginning of that, I don't know what the hell my man JR was talking about. I don't know what you was talking about, JR. But then here's what JR do. JR will hit you with something like this. He'll go, and then right after they be like, let me talk to you clearly about what's happening with the offense. Like, well, shit. I understand this. You know, I want to know about.
Hey, Will, boy, goddamn, we back home, boy. We done got down 4 flat tires, boy. Somebody done took my goddamn birth certificate out my goddamn glove compartment. I can't find it. I can't get a job, boy. My driver's license, I don't know what. Anyway, man, let's talk about the preseason game, Voch. Do you think that Dak Prescott not being able to...
Get me off this. Hold up.
Look, this is the funny part too. It's some people in the chat that had no clue what JR was saying. I knew every word that he was saying. I just knew. I come from that conversation. I come from that cloth, man.
Fam,
my
he's
word.
so good at
man.
it. He's so good.
Man. I know it was some people trying to call in, man, but it is 4:30. Please call back tomorrow and get into the phones early, man. We had to wrap up the show. I apologize. I know Uncle Charlie tried to call in. I know D Shift tried to call in.
Ain't no way. No, Unc, I love you, Unc. Ain't no way we can go JR to Unc and no.
Not back to back like this. It's but it's just 4:30. It just happened to be the end of the show. But tap back in with us earlier tomorrow. Like tap in, like the best time to call in is like 3:30 because that's when we get into the phones. All right. But we still love y'all to pieces. Appreciate y'all for considering calling in. But it just happened to be late. You know, we had a big Mike McCarthy interview. We had to get the Mike McCarthy out. But today been a funny little show, man. But chat box, if you would like to ask us a question, you know, I don't give you was about to call in D Shift also. If y'all would like to ask us a question, the chat box is open to you. If you talked up anytime, minutes, anytime. Now is your time to tap in with the chat. I appreciate y'all. God damn, dog. Let's see. Let's get this right, dog. I got my button ready.
He got the button. We don't even need to get up on the job. It's been a minute,
man. Hear ye.
Tis is true.
Reigns of Castamere. I know, right? What's the matter? Drop 10 in the super chat says, question for your O-line brain, sir. I'm gonna read this after Marcus Hardison's situation. I got you. Give me a sec. Marcus Hardison says, at the volume, that's me and Will Steele. At the volume, genius is rarely able to give any account to its own processes.
Run that back.
Genius is rarely able to give any account of its own processes.
Who said that?
Marcus,
I don't even want to know. Marcus said it.
Galileo. My brothers will continue to strive for greatness while remaining steadfast in their faith and abilities. Prayers up, gents.
I'm going to turn up. That motherfucker composer said, all y'all over here.
All y'all, turn it up.
Shut up over here. God Man, this is good.
Man, appreciate you, Marcus Harrison.
Thank you, Marcus.
For your time. Well, actually, I could just do that, and I could just bring down the volume slowly. Appreciate you, Marcus.
You just never know when you're going to run into a classic show. That's why you can't miss these live streams, man.
Got to be here, man. You just got to be here.
Now, can you please? Oh, somebody said, can you please pass the Grey Poupon? Remember Jim Jones with his random ass ad-libs?
Yeah.
Jim Jones said Grey Poupon. He crazy, man. All right, let's go. Let's get to the chat, man.
And, Chad, I know we run a little longer today. This looked like we're in overtime. But, hey, when it's the regular season, we got things to talk about. We're going to get more shows like this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not every single show. But if we got something to talk about, we having a good time, we'll have long shows. We'll pull that off. All right. Will, my level's good, man. We good to go. This a good level to.
Yes, sir.
Galileo. What's the matter? Drop 10 in the super chat says, question for your O-line brain, sir. I have noticed that offensive line play generally 100% of the snaps. D linemen maybe play 60%. Why is that? Because D linemen are more reactive, and being reactive requires more energy. So if I'm an offensive lineman, I know exactly where my track is, exactly where my target is. I come off the ball, I maul you. It typically takes less energy because I'm not, guessing where I'm going. You don't really see a lot of rotation on the offense side of the ball anyway. I mean, you see like running backs rotate because their inherent job is to run, but even their running, it's unclear where they're going until they're actually getting there, right? So offensive linemen, we can kick it. I can pass block you all day and not get tired. I can run block you all day and not get tired. But having to counter, plant my foot, having to cover somebody, it's a lot more burned energy. So that's why we rotate D linemen more than O linemen. Let's take this. I asked that question when I was like 18. Go ahead.
Absolutely fantastic answer. 215 Khalil says, do you think Devin Harper has done enough to make the team and be a demon on special teams?
Sick of this.
It's a little early.
To be fair, draft picks make the team right here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Draft picks typically make the team.
Well, his question though is, has he done enough? I think it's hard to say because camp, you can't do shit in camp with the linebackers. Had a solid little game, but like you said though, draft picks make the team, so he's probably gonna make it.
If anything, Malik Jefferson is the better linebacker in that group of guys. Did you see that series of goal line plays where Malik just filed through all that mess, got right into the hole back-to-back times, I believe?
I got it written down somewhere. 10-minute mark of the film we got. I put 10-minute Malik. Yeah. I wanted to go back.
So yeah, man. If anybody in that group, Malik Jefferson's probably going to be the guy that's better. But if Luke Gifford gets cut or something like that,
he should. I did a kind of a unit competition thing this morning, and listen, you got Luke Gifford, Story Jackson, Devin Harper, Malik Jefferson, Jabril Cox.
Was not like the other.
Was not like the other. That's what I'm saying. Was not like the other. So, yeah, if these young bucks continue to keep on showing their athleticism, you can kick Luke Gifford off the cliff.
Not because Luke is white, but the other dudes can.
No. Yes, yeah.
You know how that go, Will.
Sorry, Karen. We not talking. That's not what we mean.
I be on bus duty, dog. Can't even make it. Oh shit, my bad, D-Shift. We got you. We'll try to get you in tomorrow, D-Shift. Try to get you in tomorrow. Good show today. Appreciate you, Vic. Oh my God. Voch Steele, let me hold something. Send me your Cash App. I got you. Not today though, but on the days where we do the Cash App joints, send me your Cash App on that day. We'll let you hold something.
Hey, Ron, I think they did sit Gifford, but remember when we were out there at camp, he was hurt on the last practice, so I don't think he was going to play anyway.
Also, too, like, this is our virtual currency. Like, we need y'all. If you want the volume to hold us down and keep us employed and buy that crib for us, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, hit that like button, man. Hit the like button, get it out to the algorithm, hit the sub.
You never know, man. Maybe the volume be like, you know what? When Voch come on down here to Dallas, we'll get y'all a studio. Just saying. The vibes is way different.
Will badly wants to do this show in one room. I like it too, though. I like that idea. All right, what else we got? Let's do a couple more, man. It's just a little bit because it's all for it. Sick of this. JQ dropped a deuce and says, check my last super. I had a question. Oh, I got you. I'm going down the joint, but actually, nah. What was your last super?
Cecil said, how was Story playing? Story played very good in that game, I think. Actually dropped my voice. I've been cracking up. And dropped some of his film too. Go check that out, Cecil. Man, with a name like Cecil, I got Mr. Cecil. Go check that out.
That's James Earl Jones Cecil.
Oh, with the voice.
Yeah, with the voice. Yeah.
Okay, yes. So I do got to call him Mr. Cecil. He's old head.
So in real life, that's like, well, Voch and Sky.
Yeah.
How is Story Jackson played? Well, Mr. C. And then look, my voice is fine, but when Cecil started talking, I sound, well, Mr. Cecil, he was
sound like Michael Jackson.
Well, thank you, young man. I'll continue to listen to the show. You guys are doing a great job. Just have a good day. Thank you, Mr. Cecil. Hey, man, come on. Thank you, Mr. Cecil. I must have missed his super chat, so let me run to
go to the studio.
The big super list because I must have missed it.
Mark said y'all two in the same room would be fire. Listen, you saw how we was in camp, and that was in a goddamn hotel, man. So just imagine.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Speaking into existence, bro. Speaking into existence.
That's the big plan, man. The big plan is to get us all in one room. And y'all already know. I'm trying to get to Dallas.
I know.
Let's see. Oh, you dropped on the volume side. Okay, cool. Bland and spicy, cool. All right, I read those already. We're gonna get you in that D-ship. We'll still find me another question while I
that's what I'm looking at. Professor outside of Bland, which player improved their chances to make the roster with the Denver game? I'd say Story, Malik Jefferson.
Malik definitely,
yeah.
Malik, he had a series of plays, and what I found most impressive about him is that he was like knifing through traffic, right? Like, and this ain't me trying to say that he's like a starter level guy, but you know how like sometimes Leighton Vander Esch just gets caught in traffic and he'll get blocked by somebody just because there's a lot of dudes in that area. There's a couple of goal line plays, and me and Will would probably find that it happened one for sure. But he'll just like, it was a counter play. It was like they was pulling backside a bunch of down blocks, a lot of mess, and Malik just weaved his way through it. And it was an Oklahoma drill with him and the running back, and Malik won. He did that shit like twice in a row on the goal line there. So super impressed with Malik.
Fournier is another one. I think Fournier had a solid game, but I think he was gonna make it anyway because again, draft picks, they make the team.
Boy, Will, your voice is going through it, dog. Let's
fam. That damn call, man. I was literally back here crying. I had to mute myself 10 times. Anyway, go ahead.
We got 2 minutes more. J Cube says, since Josh Ball is trash and we got 12 solid D-line guys, which D-lineman would you trade for a swing tackle? Because that's more important than O-line depth. The problem is, right, generally around the league, everybody got more D-linemen than they got offensive linemen. And if you got an offensive lineman that's worth a damn, you ain't trying to get rid of him because offensive line is so rare in the league.
You're not rotating O-line.
Sure. So basically, like my whole thought to this question is the D tackle you would have to give up is more valuable to you than the level of offensive lineman that you would get back for him, if that makes sense.
It's possible.
Like Chauncey Golston won't get you the offensive lineman that you want. Chauncey Golston will probably get you a Josh Ball level guy back, honestly, because that's just what O-line is, right? But Chauncey Golston in your defense is better than their Josh Ball in your offense. So in that case, just roll with Josh Ball. You know what I mean? Now, if you want to sign like an Eric Fisher or like a Nate Solder, like a Brian Peters or something like that, the problem with that is, them dudes probably want to come in and like start, or them dudes are going to want like non-backup level money. So that's going to be a little problem. And then like other dudes is like broke down, like, if you're going to go get Ty and Sek, you might as well keep Josh Ball, So this ain't an easy problem to handle.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's my thing with that. So.
Ronnie wants to know, Fowler got benched because of penalties. Do you think that puts the team on notice, or will they need to make an example out of a higher profile player to get the point across?
That dumb little Jimmy Johnson shit, that old, punish a player. I don't. Dante Fowler gonna be lining his ass right up versus Tampa Bay, and he'll be good to go.
They benched Connor Williams last year and still have 14 penalties in the playoff game. So
yeah,
I don't know if this is ever going to go away. Just got to find a way to fight through it.
Yeah. Cam McNeil dropped a dime in Super Chat, says, I don't think we're going to be that great. I don't think we're going to have that great a season to me. Okay, I don't think we're going to be that great. A great season to me is in the NFC Championship. That's a crazy little it's a crazy little expectation, man. Like you don't have a great season unless you win the NFC Championship.
Yeah, I think you can separate the two. Like if you go 14-3 and you win a playoff game and then you lose a heartbreaker in the divisional round, that's a really goddamn good season. It just didn't end the way you wanted it to end. We'll be right back here complaining, but it's still a good season.
And Will's definitely gonna be fussing at me, raising his voice, punching the dashboard, telling me that my standards not high enough, making me miss my exit and all kind of shit like that. So yeah, man, we just gotta see, man.
We literally had a whole ass show in that car.
They'll never know. Hey man, with that being said though, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. And listen, when I tell you this isn't just me digitally marketing. I really feel like you can't miss a show. Like you're not allowed to miss a show. Like, can you imagine everybody that's listening right now? Can you imagine, just saying, all right, well, they ain't talking about nothing. I'm just going to skip this show. And you skip this show. Like this, the one you missed. Right. And then we had a good show yesterday, man. So I think that we're capable, as long as there's Cowboy news, I think me and Will are content kings enough to give you a good show as long as there's something to talk about. So please, man, don't miss the show. And listen, I know there's people supporting us via Super Chats and Cash Apps and PayPals and all that. Y'all buy merch to support us. But the best way to support us don't cost you a dime. You just simply take your mouse, scroll over to the like button, and you click it. That's the best way to support us. That is our virtual currency. Like button, subscribe button takes us a long way. I mean, you could super chat us $5 or something like that, and I appreciate everybody super chat $5, bro. But you could click the like and subscribe button, and me and Will still buy houses. You feel me? So let me walk all this shit. So turn it up. You know what I'm saying? So the best way to support us don't cost you a dollar. That's just hitting that like button and that subscribe button. And if you happen to be on social medias, this don't gain us nothing. But if you want to follow Volume on social medias, please do so. Even though that don't help us, you know what I'm saying? But please do it and just support. Follow Voch Lombardi on social medias as well, VOCHLOMBARDI, and my non-Twitch platform, which is twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi. I said on my last couple streams ago, and I also said on Twitter today on my Voch Lombardi community channel that I'm actually hiring a video editor. I'm going to get heavy into my podcasting again, heavy on Twitch, back in the gaming and stuff like that. And I'm looking for an editor that can pull my my gaming footage from my Twitch and edit it for me so I can put it on YouTube or whatever. So I'm looking for that. If y'all have any interest in that, it is I'm hiring, so it's a paid job. So that's vochlombardi@gmail.com. Will Steele, why don't you go ahead and tell the people where to find you?
Well, I just want to again shout out the Nuance World Order. Just hit him with them. You can follow me on Twitter at Skywalker Steele, and of course every morning I'm talking Dallas Cowboys on A to Z Sports Dallas on YouTube. And man, shout out to the Nuance World Order, man. You know how we do.
Hey, Will, man, I be loving it when they be walking down the ramp, man, and like a fan be like, "We love you," and they roll up on the fan, be like,
"Out of here!" Yeah. Or they take the sign, they just rip that thing up.
I smack the shit. Man,
Kayfabe was so real back then, man. I loved it.
Oh, Rasmus was there. Bro, they used to like in WCW, they used to like throw like drinks on them. Like they used to, I'm gonna throw my Sprite at you.
There's a story. Taker never broke character outside the ring for like 20-some years. It was crazy. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Incredible. That is all we got for y'all today. I unloaded my sound on the button, so you back to work, sir. You back on. My bad for doing you like that yesterday, man. I was just playing around my buttons. I just needed it. Hey, this was an incredible episode. We couldn't have done it without y'all. Appreciate you. Love you to pieces. Y'all hold it down for the Doski, Wilson, Peasky, Weesky. We'll see you tomorrow to break down the Chargers offense versus Cowboys defense at practice. Volume.
Beats Planet.